can't even tell you how much I've learned about world geography just playing these games, even if I know that they haven't really been the best in representing various countries in the world in Paradox games, but just general geography, where things are, is pretty nice to know. Like when some American is talking about his or her state, and it's like, yeah, I know where it is. I know what you're talking about. I know it. What you're talking about, I know it. Basic medium artillery, that seems like something we need more of. And now we have even some free civilian factories. And I think for the purpose of this, we will get, I think, one more here. Munitions, we will get one more here, and small arms, we will get one here. And after that, I think we will try to upgrade our force, at least level 1 ridge here. Actually, go for level 2. It will take a while, but we'll need it. And currently, suddenly, from 6 in the beginning, we have now 29 military factories, which is pretty good. And now early war cavalry tanks. The problem is that one thing I would like them to change in this mod is to remove the cost of changing these ones completely. I would like to completely change these out if I were inclined to do. Like, I want to design these without the impunity of having to have army experience and stuff like that. And while they have changed here, like now it only costs 2 stars to add certain things to it, I still would have preferred if it was nothing, no cost at all involved. So what exactly are these called? These are called the Brigade de Chars de Combat. Combat. There we go. There it is. So what would I want to do with these? Well, I would probably like to remove the tankettes. Unfortunately, I can't do that. That costs. But I would like to see if... Oh, cavalry tank. Yeah, of course we need to switch out. But I would like to have the cavalry tanks. They seem fun. And I also love... They need to add more music packs as well. With, contemporary era music. It makes a more fuller experience, I would say. Considering we already have some maybe basic fighter factories, we'll upgrade it. It doesn't take too long. Actually, it does take quite a bit. But overall, I must say that the research part is... I approve of it being a bit more advanced. Trained Army Command. So now we have more than 2,000 pieces of equipment. So now we have Trained Army Command instead, which gives +5 to division organization, +5 to planning speed, and +4% to division training time. So division training time is still higher than it would be otherwise, but it's not that much higher. Not as high as it could be otherwise. And we have still not been able to add any political or advisor of anything. And then we have some more free military factories. What will we add to... What do we need? What is lacking? Infantry equipment is lacking, that's for sure. And the free dockyard. I think we will add a convoy, so we can put our remaining dockyards there for when we need. Because all the queued up things are getting done. France and Britain announces alliance. Wonderful. Wonderful news. Wonderful. And now we will strengthen our government and head towards getting defensive stratagems, which will remove the disjointed government. There we go. Basic small arms factories. In this case, we won't go for that. We will go for civilian works instead. Because the civilian works will lead to this one that lowers training time by 3% and attrition by 3%, and recruitable population will be increased to 3% instead, and that's good. We will need that. Because concentrated industry reduces by 1% each. So currently we have 5.7% of the eligible core population available. And that then is the limits of the victors of the Great War and yeah, all the other limiters that happen. So essentially what this housing thing does is it more or less negates the negatives you get from having the concentrated or dispersed industry tax. Yep, and this one will be to the lowest one here. Wait, I wanted to add a factory to it. Can't I add it? I want to add one more, please. Let me. I can't add it. Crap. Well, I suppose I will just have to add... I suppose I will just add a new one. A new convoy. This has to be that way. And what to do now? Well, defensive stratagems, strengthen government support idea has run its course. Oh, so we need to wait for all of this to get done. So that takes a year. So we will still be in time for the new war. So let's get the extra research slot and then start focusing a bit on the army. So we can get and customize the army a little bit. Because you don't really get much stuff. Well, God. Accidentally tabbed down, so I will have to remove that. It's a problem. For a while ago I got a second monitor, which is great in all ways, but some games, such as this one for example, when you record you would like the mouse to be only in, you know, on this monitor. But if I accidentally go a little bit outside here, then I will click on the other monitor and it will tab down, which is infuriating. Because I have already put the game in full screen mode and not on borderless, so I would like it to be exclusively full screen. That would be helpful. So let's see here, now we have these ones, but which one will be better? This is air defense 25, agility 31, 20... What, did I say 31? I said 31, yeah. Air attack 10, air attack 12, and agility 60. Huh, interesting. It has a lower max speed, and this is the same reliability, but it's a higher air attack. It has a higher operational range, so in every way pretty much I prefer this one. I assume they each have their own strengths and purposes. So this one are 1 year away. We could upgrade our basic small arms factories. We could, if we would like. We have signal companies, but we won't go for that yet. We will go for basic mortar team. No, we will go for improved infantry equipment. Ah, wonderful small songs playing. And now we got one division done, which will be added to the Belgian front. Holy shit, he just kind of rushed there. Faster than nothing I've seen before. And here I realized that we have 2 more of these divisions, so we will add those over here. Kind of freaky playing on this speed. Everything just flying. Flying across the place. I'm assuming that we will be able to save ourselves against Mussolini over here. With only these divisions. At least I hope so. It does tell me though that they are heavily outnumbered, so perhaps I should add, you know, a few more divisions there to calm him down. Now he seems to be a bit more hopeful of the future. Could go for nuclear effort, but it's a bit early, I would say. Could go for a bit of oil, our own oil. Or we could go for defensive focus. Because that's pretty much what we need to do. And now we have the extra research slot, which can go for basic mortar team. Which will be good. Hopefully we don't need, you know, mortar equipment. Is that even available in the game? I don't know yet. Maybe there will be. Okay, communist influence foreign policy. Down that path lies the dissolution of France itself. Yeah, I don't really want to embrace, you know, the communists. That doesn't seem like a fun thing. So we will go for lowering national unity. Which sucks really, but we have to do something about the growing threat of the communists. Don't really want to become communist now, do we? Maybe increase the oil plants? Perhaps we should get some oil plants in Algeria. Maybe in the future we will. Who knows? We got one more infantry down here, so we will add the Anschluss of Austria. Well, that certainly hit the time pretty darn well, historically speaking. Okay, so here we have road network, which will be good for us if we need to move about. And before the war, holy shit, the war will start soon. Shit. Well, not soon, but in a year or so. And since they are holding the timeline pretty darn well, I am assuming that we will. So I'm a bit worried, for obvious reasons. The tanks here can reach where they need to be. Overall, though, things are looking good here. We will add the garrison units to the Maginot Line, because there's no reason not to have them there. Oh, now we got done with the airplane. The aeroplane. And this one is a heavy fighter, we don't need that. Here is a reconnaissance bomber, light bomber then. We don't need those either. So we will forgo everything but these kind of fighters. So I'm assuming this one is a better version of this previous one. So before we switch out and produce a different one, let's just upgrade that one as well. And after that we really need to get going on getting some more airplanes. So division training we will start with first, because we don't really need many more we don't need more soldiers really, we have manpower at the moment anyway. Could I preemptively invite United Kingdom? Basically tell them, you know, United Kingdom, if you ever want to visit France, we will send you, baguettes and frogs and whatnot. Good, that was very stereotypical. But we will send you French wine and cheese. And champagne. We will send you champagne. And limousines from Limousine. Communist influenced foreign policy. Again? Why am I getting that? So we're losing national unity forever. National unity forever. Well, now we can get Maxime Weygand. And then when this has run the course, we can get this one, but that will be in a while. What can we get in the meanwhile? We can get Levé en masse. Yes, let's go for Levé en masse. En masse. Silly French words. In Paris, we will defend. Paris. Still don't know what to do with these. Perhaps I should add them over here. Perhaps I should have them as a separate army. We will end up discovering which sooner or later. Instead, we will improve our extended Maginot Line a bit, so we can make sure that it will hold. We will not be surprised, such as original France, or whatever to call it, were. Original France. What a silly name. We know where they will come from. We will not let them pass. We have sniper teams here, which will increase our defense overall. Or we could go for improved HMG. That seems like a better thing to do. I'm surprised you don't really have HMG production, but I'm assuming that could probably end up in the game. I mean, you have all this kind of artillery transport things. I would assume that that will be part of it eventually, using different kinds of HMGs and whatnot. Currently though, we are knocking down production of pre-war infantry equipment fairly well. It's a shame that soon enough there will be a different kinds of equipment that we will need to produce instead. When does that come into effect, really? Well, early war infantry is not too far off actually. Now we got Levé en masse. Let's go for fortification bonus, since we're building quite a bit of fortification at the moment. Oh yeah, I just realized one thing. Oh, we got done with the mortar teams, so we can go for the sniper teams now. I just realized that we should probably get going on a sort of French Theater 2, which will be in Africa, or Afrique. Protect against Libyan troops under Italian command. Oh, and a different airplane was done now. I'm assuming we can't really go much further. That's very true. Let's get going on the boots and helmets and on the early war infantry equipment. A bit early, but we will suffice. And instead now we will go... What was it called again? What's the number? There's so many damn airplanes here. It was the MS-406. 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 There we go. Research slot available. Seems like nothing... You do nothing else but keep researching all the time. Well, I'm on the highest speed, I can't really complain, can I? Okay, so now we should probably add these to the top level. And this one should probably have... the one up at the coast here should probably have a bit more units overall. No, you should be down here, and we will have one of you down here instead. There we go, switch them out. That should be all's well. The Italians, however, still kind of outnumber us. I don't really know what to do to change that. We could go with the Casablancan forces here. We could do that. We could turn these around and make them proper infantry instead of being just militia. That's an intriguing prospect, actually. That's definitely something I would be willing to go through with. There we go. Just add to military force here. So yeah, perhaps we should do that. Well, first of all, we will add these two over here. The pros of adding them to be proper military or infantry is that, well, they will be stronger, obviously, and maybe we could defeat Italy here in Libya pretty darn quickly. But also it would require more material, and we don't really have that big of an industry, regardless of what we've been trying to do. Okay, but there's one thing there that I want to do now, before we move on further, and that is to add some anti-tank. And I don't know if this will be the wisest choice in the world, or if I should just add it as a support anti-tank here. Perhaps I should add it as a support anti-tank. What is the difference here? This will give more defense, hard attack, everything will be more with it. They will require the same amount of anti-tanks overall. They will have the same organization impact. So perhaps adding one of these. And now suddenly we will need a lot of anti-tank. So first of all, we will go down and add anti-tank to the list. And then, well, I suppose we have to trim the fat. Basic medium artillery we're already working on. Garrison maintenance, we don't need that much production of. Airplanes we do need production of, but not the FCM. And everything else is semi-motorized infantry. Everything can go to the ones down here. And as production kind of ramps up, that should be fine as well. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good start with France. I mean, the war is 1 year away, pretty much exactly 1 year away. And I think this is where we will leave off France for now, but we'll be back. And this has been playing the Black Ice mod, so once again, if you're interested in the mod, you can check out the link in the description below, or you can go on to Hearts of Iron 4 on Steam, in your Steam library if you have it. Go down to the workshop, browse workshop, search Black Ice in one word, and it should be the first one in the list. Please let me know if there's anything I've missed, any suggestions you have that I should think about, or something that I've completely misunderstood about the mod, and write it in a comment below, and I will try to mention it in the upcoming video, and try to keep that in mind. Also, if you do decide to install the mod and play it, then well, please share your mod history or stories. What has happened? Who did you play as? How did it go? Any particular battle that went well? Or did you just utterly fail like I probably will? Either way, I hope you've enjoyed this little short playthrough using the Black Ice mod in Hearts of Iron 4, and I will see you next time.